you all will be still online with me, though you're physically sitting in front of me. So this kind of thing that we need to be working on and see how it goes. So let us get started. So what I was wanting to do yesterday was like, quite a few of you have some or other problem regarding the sketching of the graph. I have given you, we have already done two types of methods there, but still seems to be confusion. So now, today we are going to be having another method, which will be the one which I am going to explain now. So we will start with, I think I have sent two files in your class group. Did you receive the files? Have you seen those two files? Yes or no? I mean, waiting for your responses. Okay. Anyway, two files are there. In there, those you can check it out. Now, what I want to. So here, what we have is we have the sketching of the graph will be. I'm now using. Okay. Another method of explaining how we go about it. So here we talk about r is equal to a cos n theta and r is equal to a sin n theta. Now I think we did have some kind of mention some time ago about what this A stands for. What do you think A will be, or A can be? Okay, so like we have, let us say r is equal to a 2 cos 2 theta, r is equal to 3 cos 2 theta. So this number will be given. When this number will be given, what will be the change in the basic graph if that number is not there?
It will be slightly longer.
Yeah, this way. Yeah, we have already gone into that, isn't it? Where we have just made a mention of it. Remember, Farhan? Okay, so now what I am going to do is I am going to be giving you another method of doing these graphs. R is equal to cos theta and sin theta we already done, so I'm not going to go into those. So this one is A. So the general method I'm explaining now, and after we do the general method, we'll go to the particular example. So the first one is number of petals. Now these graphs are named as rose graphs also. Okay. Now what does this mean? Hello.
The number of n determines the number of petals.
Okay, so that means if n is equal to 2, then there should be
2 petals.
2, 3 should be 3, and 4 should be 4.
Yeah.
So that settles how many number of petals should be there. So we are not having any confusion with the number of petals. So what we'll do is, before we sketch the graph, these are the points that you will write it down, and whatever the results that we are getting, we are going to be sketching the graph depending on that. Okay, now number 2. The first petal starts. For this, what you do is substitute r is equal to a. That means you are going to get into a situation. I'm talking about this one. Yeah. So there is no that I think let us not even go to that. So I'll just substitute r is equal to a. I don't want this, so r is equal to a, and solve for theta. Now you just find out one value of theta. You need only one value. Okay, you don't need any more values, so we just get the theta, and then because sometimes you're going to have 2 theta, 3 theta, 4 theta, isn't it? So if you solve the trigo equation, actually depending upon what is the number with theta is there, we have to, because here these graphs we are going to be having, so that means this number, when it is 2 theta, then it will become 4, 3 theta, it become 6 and all that. So we just need one basic principal value. Okay. Now next will be, number 3 will be now the rotation of petals is determined by the formula 2 pi by n. So n is 2, then it will be pi. So that means the next petal will start with a difference of 180. If it is 3, 120. If it is 4, so that will happen there. So this will determine the number of petals, what is the spacing from first petal to second, second to third, third to fourth. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now here you got number 4, equation of half lines. Now these half lines I'm using for the first time, which is mean that tangent lines. Okay, so these lines we require when we have to find out the area of the petals. Sometimes what happens, they ask you to find out only one, or they can ask you to find out all 2, 3, 4, whatever. So as long as we know the starting, because for this half line you're going to have the finding the a, we need a, if you got area, that half r square d theta, and from alpha to beta will be, this we will be doing shortly now. So this formula will be used, where you have to see that where your starting of the petal, what is the value of theta and what is the value. So theta is equal to alpha and theta is equal to beta. This will be determined by the tangential lines. So to find out the equation of tangential lines, what we do is we have to put or substitute r is equal to 0. So if you put r is equal to 0 and solve for theta. Even if you get 2 pairs, 2 lines, which is one above in one petal, that should be more than enough for us to work out. So sometimes, when it is 4 theta and all that, going to become tedious, because it is 4 theta, then you are going to 4 petals. 4 petals means you will be getting 8 tangents. So you can just decide when you need it. If you don't need it, it's fine. Any questions?
No.
So what I'm doing now, we will proceed to the particular example now. What we have is, let us get started with r is equal to a cos 2 theta. Okay. So now what we do first? Right? Next, what is that we want to do? What is the next point? First
R
petal.
equals to A.
Yeah.
Yeah, R equals to A.
First petal starts. So r equals to a. That means we are basically looking for cos 2 theta should be equal to 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So 2 theta is equal to cos inverse of 1, which is equal to, because I need only one value here. Zero, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means theta is equal to 0. So your first petal should start with theta is equal to 0. What will be the length of the petal?
A.
Yeah, you can write down even that also. Yeah, just add that. Okay, now we got the third point. The third point is rotation. When you got rotation, for rotation, 2 pi by n, so that is pi. So you got two petals, so next petal or second petal starts from, this is 0, we just write
Pi.
pi, so that will be pi. Are things making sense?
Yes.
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 Is this better than other methods?
Yes.
Anyway, let us go ahead and see what is the fourth one. So we go for half lines. Why these are called half lines is because they start from origin and go to one in one direction. We are not drawing the continued line, so that's why they call it half line. It's okay, whatever the name says. So what we are going to do, we're going to put r is equal to 0. That means a is equal to cos 2 theta. So therefore cos 2 theta is equal to 0. So 2 theta is equal to cos inverse of 0. So cos inverse of 0 will be
Pi over 2.
pi over 2. Now here we are going to have 4 lines, isn't it? 4 tangents. So I want the 3 more values. Now because it is 2 theta, so we want our angle should be known, right? What is the next value? Guys, it is simple trigo equation, P1 stuff. You should not be taking this long. Why I'm waiting for so long?
Sorry, doctor. What did you ask to find again?
I want another 3 angles or 3 more solutions of 2 theta. Yeah, this one. I just left it here, isn't it?
3 pi on 2.
Three pi by 2.
Yeah, 5 pi by 2 and 7 pi by 2.
What about others? Are you getting this?
Yeah.
So that means
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
so we get theta is equal to pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, and 7 pi by 4. Now using this concept, can you know, no, okay. Okay, so we have
If I haven't been given a star, really?
now you have got
Individual students are not allowed
okay. So now this is, let us say this is A, all right. Theta is equal to 0. Then what we have, I'm just drawing. So this is theta is equal to pi by 4. This one is what angle this will be?
That's 5 pi by 4.
And this will be 3 pi by 4. This is 7 pi by 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now what we need to do, we just need to and that's it. This is the rotation, isn't it? Did you understand about the rotation?
Yes.
So the rotation, so the rotation is here A 180. So we come here, isn't it? So this is equal, theta is equal to pi. So your second petal is starting from here. The first petal is starting from here. So this is theta is equal to pi by 2 and theta is equal to 3 pi by 2. Is this any better? Better than other methods?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
now listen carefully. You have to remember this method. To use this method, you have to remember this method. And in case you have forgotten this, the method that we have all the listing of the angles and if multiple n theta is there, 2, 3, 4 is there. So using the smaller angle, making the list of the angles and finding the value of r, and drawing is a basic thing for which you don't need to remember the method. Now this is the method that you remember. These are the steps that you're following. So this is your working. No matter how fast you can do it, you don't need to write it in detail. As long as you know number of petals too, you don't need to write. And length of the petal, you don't need to write. What you have got that u2 theta, what is your starting, that is you will be getting this, and then you'll be doing this number of the tangent lines will become very huge for you to do it. Maybe you can use some kind of symmetry and then you can do it. What I want to do, I want you to do is don't do write down these details for r is equal to 2 sine 2 theta. Now I want you to tell me what you want to write down. Can I change the board now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever we have, because we have nothing to procedure and all that.
England is run by Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson is never in his life to stand up and say, I made a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you want to write down now? I'm asking you now.
Pi over 4.
Pi on 4.
Yeah, pi over 4.
Okay.
No, Doctor, pi on 4, not 2.
Pi over 4, doctor.
If I had known, I would have put
Okay.
all those visitors high. Very high.
You put them where you thought they belonged. You did fair and square where you thought they belonged.
Yeah. But yeah, more accidents. Yeah, I mean, the visitors, I will.
You know how, yeah.
I'm not very on what you think.
If they're that far down, they're not serious off their treasure.
I know that.
Okay. So
Zero. Then pi on 2. Zero. Uh, 3 pi on 2 and 2 pi.
2 pi. Is there anyone who got the pen or facility to write on the board? I want somebody to sketch. Is there anybody who has got it? Can anybody do the sketching on the whiteboard?
Otherwise, I'm not sponsoring.
Yes or no?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, just then start doing it on the board using this what we have done just now. Of course, you have
Oh,
already sketched the graph. No, I want you to do it on the whiteboard here so that all can see.
I don't think I can access your whiteboard. Wait.
It's a tier 2.
Just check. I have no idea how to go about it.
I think you shared your screen instead of sharing the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why we
I
can't
think it's a
sketch it.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who is doing that?
No, doctor, you shared your screen. You didn't share the whiteboard.
No, no. This one should. This comes with sharing only. If I don't share it, I cannot start this board. I have to be working within that. I'm using the app. After sharing only, I get this. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let us just go about it.
Okay, so a few dodgy people in here. Without getting the enormous number. Large number of them needs in their car.
Okay. Now I have to have
Your concentration towards the other subjects.
Remember, all they need to play at the end of the
They're not the one, maybe come back a bit.
we don't want to do our exam half unless we've done the first week. We want to do it in the second week after.
Yeah.
We expect all our time to be more.
Yeah. All this stuff.
what is the tangent line? The tangent is theta is equal to pi by 2,
Yeah, and then they
and the tangent is 3 pi by 2, and then 2 pi will come back here. Yeah. So what we have got? Isn't it? Because rotation 180 degrees. So this is 180 degrees, and this is your theta is equal to pi by 4. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now is your turn to do. What you do is, those of you who have drawn these sketches, you do this calculation and check whether that is fitting into your sketch or not, because you've already drawn them, isn't it? We have checked how to draw this, right? You understand what I'm talking?
Yeah.
So you do this working for these graphs and check with you. That will tell you whether your sketch is correct or not. So you start doing it, whatever time is available, you can finish it, and rest of it will be homework. So tomorrow you will tell me that whether this thing is working for you or not. Once it is done, then I've got some more sketches to do, and then we have the to find out the area of the polar graphs. And while you're doing it, if any confusion happens, because only thing is that when the number of petals increase, this number is, this is going to be, so become very big. So you just maybe 1 or 2 or 3, 4, you can just have 3, 4 lines, and I think it is 1 or 2, yeah, 2 to 3 lines if you have got 3 tangents. This one, then the rest you can use extending, and then you get the symmetry. How is it going?
Okay.
So you can compare with your graphs, right?
Yeah.
And you must be able to relate everything there. And check the tangent lines, because I told you as the number increases, the number of tangents doubles, isn't it? With 2 petals 4, with 3 petals 6, and 4 petals 8. So you do not go to that elaboration. You can just make it as easy as you want, because you can always use the symmetrical lines. Once you get the 2 lines in one of the petals, should be fine, because that will be the ones which you will be using for finding the area of the petals. Yeah, Kostute we already done, no Ashley, so it should be fine. Check with others.